October 6th, 2023. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to change gears. We're going to talk about metaphysics and dating. Still looking. I'm still looking here. And I just haven't found what I'm looking for yet. And I'm looking for a lady that actually can move this energy around. And haven't found that. Because it's hard to find. And it's hard to find somebody that's real. I mean, there's so many of them out there that say they can do certain things and they can't. Now, a couple weeks back, I posted a video on a gym show that was out here at Stony Creek, out here in Independence. And the gym show, the rock show, was excellent, guys. I mean, it was excellent. Now, they did have a psychic deal there going there, too. And I didn't get very much off that, and I didn't really feel hardly, maybe a couple of the ladies, I felt like they actually were, actually real. But the rest of them, I just didn't feel like, I mean, sometimes these psychics and stuff can have an off day, And when I go to a psychic, I'm looking for somebody. It's real, of course, but also take it a grain of salt. It's for fun, okay? You don't want to take any of that stuff too seriously, but you just want to have fun and enjoy it. And me and my son, we just thought we'd have like I say, we'd went to other ones like on the Kansas side and up at KCI Expo and stuff. And I thought, well, let's go out there. They had a medium deal that they were doing. And it was supposed to be about dead, and stuff like that. I thought, let's go out there and just have fun to see what, So we did. And it was different. That's all. I'll give you one thing. I just didn't feel like they. Well, I'll give you an example. There were some things that were said that just anybody could come and say anything, and it just, I don't know. And what I mean by that is one of the ladies walked up to this one lady that was a Latino, and she goes up and said, I'm sensing that you've learned to make tortillas. And that lady said, yeah, a while back or whatever. And I thought, Now, guys, you got to think about this for a second. On certain things, when people say certain things, if I said, I'm sensing somebody in this room has a dog, okay? I mean, 80% of people have dogs. I'm a cat person myself. I like cats, but I've had dogs, but I'm a cat person. But here you go again, and I just thought, but it was a lot of fun, guys. It was enjoyable. Did have fun at the deal. But I was thinking, when you come up with things like, I've been actually to where people actually could hold objects and they could actually tell you, what the person. Now this was a medium deal. They weren't actually holding any objects. They were just actually going around the room and stuff. The only lady that I knew that was like almost 100% on, and she's not, I don't think, around here in Kansas City anymore. And the problem with that is so many of these groups, see, I won't join any groups like that because it's all about control and they want you there, different things like that. And there's a lot here, from the witchcraft to unities to Reiki and all the rest. I mean, I went over to a Reiki deal one night over on the Kansas side where some of the higher class and elites are. I mean, they make big money. I mean, they clear from $1,500 to $6,000 in one night doing Reiki. And I actually sat in on a couple of those sessions over there. And this one lady, they let me actually sit on a deal to where actually put this one lady, I think she had cancer. They had got it stopped. I mean, she was also taking medical treatments, but she went there to keep the pain down. And it was really a good thing for that lady. But the problem with this is some of the people that was at this class that did the Reiki were mixed with all different other kinds, from witchcraft, where they do other different things and stuff like that. And then you have to mix your energy with all those other people. So I don't like to do that. There are ways to get around certain things on stuff like that, and I won't go into that right now. But anyway, it's just I don't know. So like I say, getting back to the dating deal, I'm looking for somebody that actually can move this energy around, that actually is real. Now there are some out there, because I've actually even sat with some people that was with Church of the Resurrection, Unity, and the Shady Groves bunch that used to go to a Mexican restaurant. And there was some freelancers, high priest and priestess, that freelanced out when the other witchcraft groups couldn't do that. So I've sat with all of them. I know, and it's just, like I say, I mean, it's just a whole other deal. And the thing of it is, I don't want to be in one of those groups. So when it comes to dating and looking for something like that, it becomes a little bit more difficult than that. But anyway, getting back to the deal here, I thought that was really funny out there. Did have a good time at the deal, though. But there are some that can actually do it. And what I was going to say, there was a lady that used to be down by the marketplace down there and downtown here, and she would not call herself psychic because she did not want to have to join into any groups. She called herself empathic, is what she said. And this gal was always right on, 100%. And actually, what she did by a day job, she was a real estate agent. And all the rest of the time, that's what she did. She gave people readings. But she was real, guys. She was the real McCoy. And that's hard to find. Now, I'm going to hurry. I only got about 18 minutes, I think, on this, or 16 minutes. So I'm going to do this real quick. A while back, real quick, on the 16th of September, me and my son was up at Worlds of Fun. And actually there was a lady, I was standing in line up here by this bloodshed up here at the Halloween haunt, and this lady and this guy passed us. They were about 15, 20 feet from us as they were going. They were going at a pretty good pace. I don't know if they'd been at the restroom or if they'd already come through like the line and went through that deal. But when they did, something interlinked me and her DNA. And I had a severe pain in my temple right through here. Went down into like a certain area. And the pain was so intense for her, she grabbed her. That's the only reason I knew. Because she's about 15, 20 feet out with him. And she grabbed her temple in her head and she held it down. So I knew. But there's something more that interlinks all this. Now, jumping around here real quick, Paul Bigley and Mike, Paul Bigley's the preacher, and he's got his own YouTube channel. Not affiliated with any of them, but I listen to him. He gives a lot of good information out too, because I look at it all, guys. And Mike said that there was a lot of anomalies on that 16th, on that day. Actually, there was something that came out of the sky in two parts over the oceans. Some kind of beams that come out even. Very interesting. And I found it interesting that they said these beams were black too, because there's a lot more. I'll probably talk about that in another video. But I've actually seen one of these beams, kind of like what he was talking about. Now, not as big. I've seen one that's about 40 feet long. That was actually in midair. So I found that interesting. But he said there was a lot of anomalies that day, even in outer space. So, but something linked me in that one lady's DNA. Now, getting on with this real quick, the energies I can actually feel. I can actually feel certain ones. I can tell if a person's in a certain witchcraft group. I can tell if they're Wrens or basically Wrens group. I can tell if there's a Shady's group. I can tell if they're Sacred Groves group, because they vibrate at different levels. They all get in, hold their hands, they all channel the energies around, and then they've done it so many times that it keeps them. It's kind of like the Borg. It keeps them at that level. They're connected, and they are connected. So it is a signature, and like I say, but once you're in those deals, you can still, I mean, like Arts and that Mark Bajerski, you can still walk away from groups. You don't have to be in those groups. You can, because you can still get back to your own energy level. But as long as you're connected or you're around those people, it's going to vibrate at that level, guys. So anyway, getting on with this, I went to that show, like I say, that medium deal, and I thought, well, maybe at that psychic deal, maybe I could just see if I could see somebody, maybe. But I didn't feel anybody actually had any of that energy like that, guys. Not much, just a couple of them. And like I say, it was a fun thing to go to, though. So anyway, I've joined a dating site. It has to do with some of this energy and some of this other stuff. We're going to see how that goes on that. And like I say, I'm looking for somebody between 45, 35, something younger. I was told 45s are pretty much done. Try to go for 35 and younger if you're looking for somebody, that's not set in their ways and stuff. So I just put it on the line out there, guys. Anyway, I'll give my email out one more time, though, for dating. Eyes open, 3 a.m. at gmail.com. Eyes open, 3 a.m. at gmail.com. And have a good one, guys.